Hi, welcome back. I'm Jessica. So I'm going to talk to you about homeschooling styles, homeschooling methods. Now, you do not need to even have a style when you start homeschooling. How this happens naturally is as you research and try different things, you will kind of gravitate towards a style that you like, and then most of your curriculum, if not all, will kind of be from that methodology. So the first one I'm going to go over is classical. Classical is a rigorous curriculum, and it's divided into 3 stages. The grammar stage, which is approximately kindergarten through 4th grade, the logic stage, which is 5th through 8th, and then the rhetoric stage, which is 9th through 12th. And these aren't set in stone, of course. One child could be a grammar stage level in math, but a logic stage in writing. So that's normal to have discrepancies with children. That's just how they develop. The main goal of a classical education is to have children to be able to evaluate things and think for themselves and speak and write and express themselves clearly and persuasively. So the grammar stage is concrete learning, facts, just learning about their world, basically creating memory pegs they can hang later information on. The logic stage is when children become more logical. They want to know, well, why did this happen? How does this work? Why did this happen in this circumstance, but not in this circumstance? They begin to make connection and analyze their different subjects. Rhetoric is abstract thinking, so they can express themselves the way they want to, clearly in writing and speaking. It teaches them how to learn for themselves, how to find information, how to evaluate different information sources. Classical education is content rich. It uses living books and also uses first-hand accounts and sources. They use copy work, narration, and there's an emphasis on reading, writing, thinking, and speaking skills. Charlotte Mason education was started by Charlotte Mason. She was a British educator that helped change education. Back then, kids weren't really considered born persons, but she changed that. She didn't think kids were a blank slate or a sack to be filled. She thought they were born persons and were capable of struggling with ideas and learning different things, not just being fed facts. She uses high quality literature from living books and short lessons that leave the afternoon free for hobbies or reading or handicrafts. She utilizes nature walks, read alouds, and handicrafts. Since she believed that children were born people, she believed that education needed to educate the whole person. She believed that education was an atmosphere, a discipline, and a life. She didn't believe in making connections for the child. She wanted them to make their own connections, and she felt like every connection would be different for each child. So one child may take this out of this reading and another child may take this out of this reading, and that was fine because that's what they needed at that time in their life. They were exposed to that. Maria Montessori was an Italian doctor. She was one of the first women doctors in that area. She studied psychiatry and then later went on to study educational methods. The first place she worked at was like a training facility for special education teachers, and she developed methods there for the special needs children, and then they developed quite unexpected gains. And then she got a chance to run a child care center for ages 3 to 7, and the methods there worked very well as well, much better than people expected. And so basically they teach children life skills, so even little kids, very little, are very independent. They can get their own water, get their own snacks. Montessori classrooms normally set up with specific learning materials or toys-ish around, and then the children will take one that they want, put it on their mat, and do it, and then when they're done, put it away. And the children have kind of a free range, child-led, what the child needs to learn at that time. It's available for them. It's very hands-on. There's much more material for children in the younger years than the older years because, when they're older, they don't need as many hands-on things. It's lots of self-motivated growth and learning for the children. There is a teacher that directs them as well, but they also have free reign to do the things that interest them. And her theory kind of is what they are interested in is what they need to learn at that time. Next one is gameschooling. This is a fun one if you like games. I like some games. So basically you teach your child their subjects through games. So you may have math games or language arts games or science games, and you won't be able to find a game for everything, but there are a lot of games out there that are educational. I use gameschooling for fun or added learning for my kids. I don't use it as a main method. I often use it for math. Education.com is a website that has math games for kids. So if my kids struggle with the math concept, I will often go there and they're little computer games. I'll just pick math games that go along with that and have them play those for a day or two because it kind of teaches them in a different way to help them come back to the material and understand it better. Okay, unschooling, relaxed homeschooling, child-led, kind of all in the same bubble. Basically, you teach your children what they're interested in and you follow their lead on learning. So it's not, oh, I'm not going to teach my kid anything, they're just going to learn naturally. It's not that. You still have to be hands-on and teach your children things, but it's more like they develop a interest in fish, so you go to the aquarium and get books on fish and maybe raise some fish, things like that. This method, I think, tends to be a bit scattershot because you never know what your kid wants to learn next. It's not like a progressive line of learning, and so you may leave a lot of things uncovered in that one. And then the last one I'm going to talk about is unit studies. These are really fun. So basically you take whatever you want to teach your children. Say it's horses. So you may do reading about horses, and you may watch videos about horses, and you may write about horses and draw horses and learn different kinds of horses and go horseback riding. And you just kind of make everything, all your subjects, learning about that one topic. The only thing I would caution with this is not to do math, because you don't want to have all of your math based on your unit study, because it's probably going to be lower level math if you do that. It's going to be like, Farmer Bob has 5 black horses and sold 3 of them. How many does he have left? You don't need to be doing that with math. But the rest of the stuff you can easily do that with. And this is really great for kids who are very passionate about one topic and resistant to learning about other topics. You can bring all of that in there and still cover everything thoroughly, but in a way that appeals to them. Beautiful Feet Books actually has a history of the horses curriculum, so I'll link that below if you're interested in horses. Now, if you're wondering how you kind of fit this all in and schedule it, you're going to want to click this video next, and I will talk about that. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.